Before we get into this tier list, we need to talk about what makes a character easy or hard in Tekken. I think it could be kind of subjective, so I put together some criteria. 1. How many moves do you need to be effective? Characters with really strong, abusable moves are going to be easier, but characters that have a very well-rounded kit and you need to use most of their moves are going to be harder. 2. What are the execution requirements? Do you need to learn Electric Wing God Fist? Do you need a lot of just frames? Do you have a lot of tricky inputs? Those characters are going to be harder. And then 3, how well can you bypass the fundamentals of Tekken to ease you into the experience? Do you have ways to skip neutral? Do you have panic moves on defense? Do you have easy mix-ups? Do you have easy punishes? Also, you might have clicked on this video for advice on who to learn, and my recommendation is always the same. Pick who you like, it'll serve you best in the long run. So I have the beginner and intermediate angle covered pretty well, but I want to give you guys some advanced tips, so I also brought Landon D, a Tekken Pro, on to help explain everything else. Hey, what's up, Landon? So I gotta ask, how many years of Tekken experience do you have?
I've been playing Tekken for over 12 years, so I've seen all the characters do all their things for quite a while. But these new ones, they aren't really too wild. It's just, they're just new, you know what I'm saying?
I got you covered on the new stuff. That's like the only characters I care about. So awesome, perfect. Let's get started. I figure we just go in alphabetical order, and I'll start with Alisa. All right, so Alisa, I've played this character a bunch, and I think I'm not sure. She has a couple of abusable tools, like this move. It's plus on block. You just kind of get in, and then I think you can like go into chainsaw stance right after this, right?
Yes.
I'm not sure how.
Try hitting 1+2 after it.
Oh, right.
Ooh,
oh yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, so they'll do this and then they'll just mix her shit, right? So she has this move. I think it's is there 4 1+2? Yeah, this thing's a plus on block mid, and then like when you block, you're just putting another mix up, and they can keep doing this, or they can do the low. I don't know. I feel like she's a pressure monster. Every time I fight against them, I feel like I'm guessing for my life. She also has, I think, what's her slide input?
Down 3.
Yeah, she has this move. It's really annoying. And then she obviously gets like a crouch mix up after. To me, she just feels like really well rounded, and she has like good pressure when she gets in. But what's your take?
Alisa, in my opinion, she's relatively easy outside of stance. She's really just like a kind of poke character with down bat 3. Her jab is pretty nice, and she's got a 12 frame mid. I believe it's still 12 frames with standing 3.
F4?
Yeah.
Oh wow, 12 frames. That's actually really good for that kind of range.
But
too.
What made her a lot better was they allowed her to go into chainsaw stance off of a lot more things, like while running 2. So a big key thing in fighting against Alisa is trying to keep her out of that stance, and the chainsaws do a lot of chip damage now. But she has a lot of ways to get inside of the stance, so I would say Alisa's pretty good and also easy in that category.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, so we got Asuka next.
I had to fight 2 Asukas in tournament, man, and people were saying that character is weak, and I'm fighting for my life against Aikido.
Yeah, everyone's saying this character is weak, and every time I fight one, I just get destroyed. So yeah, that kind of summarizes my thoughts as well. I remember in Tekken 7, I used to feel like this was the scrubbiest character in the game. I haven't fought that many in this game for whatever reason, but I just feel like she has some really good tools, right? She has her parry. She has like some really, really good panic moves. She has this move, right? Which is like, she just whiff punishes anything with that. Have you seen, oh yeah, you actually know about this. She has the gimmick rage art where you can even hold it.
Oh my goodness. That is scary, because like you're like, oh, I got you to rage art, haha, and then she's not doing anything, and you're like, oh my god, am I gonna get hit by it? Like, remember MK1 Johnny's I was like, oh my goodness, I was so terrified.
And then I know she, like, her punishment's pretty weak, but like new players don't have to worry about like super strong punishment to begin with. I know it's like she's kind of gimmicky, but again, that's not something new players need to worry about. So I think she's really easy, but what's your take?
Oh yeah, definitely. Asuka is a very easy character, and I think she's relatively simple. She doesn't really have like a lot of crazy stances to go through. The most complex thing I believe she has is her Nani wa Gusto power up after knockdowns. Yeah, she's got a lot of reversals and a launching punch parry, a launching kick parry. And honestly, if you come from Dead or Alive or something like Virtua Fighter, I think she'll feel a lot natural to you because they like to make reads on like punches and kicks and reversals, and like they'll get an understanding of like, okay, they're doing the jumping attack, I can't parry this, but I can move around it. Yeah, she goes in the easy category. She's not too complex.
All right, Azucena. All right, I can talk about this character a little bit.
I remember you asking me like which characters are the easiest. Sorry to take over, but I think Azucena is the easiest character in the game.
Yeah, I played this character in the beta. This character carried the hell out of me in the beta, right? This move right here, this is my goat. I would literally just keep spamming this. Super hard to step, +5 on block. You go into mix. Her jab punch is really good for beginners, right? If you're like a new player, you don't really know like 100% what's punchable and what's not. So her 1-1 is it's a jab punch, it's safe, and then it goes into a mix. She claps her hands, and then you can like do whatever mix you want. You can go for hell sweep, you can go for mids. It's a very, very easy basic game plan that I found really effective. She also has like some pretty good lows. Like I really liked like this low that goes into stance, and then you can keep doing stance, and you can go for mids over. Like I don't know, her mix is really good. She does have a couple stance, but I think they're really easy to use.
I think Azucena might be the easiest character in the game because like she breaks down Tekken like automatically. Like so you jab with her, you hit 1-1. And it literally does what Tekken is about. You're put in like a +8, a mix up, and then you do the mid, which is 2 out of that stance. Or you do a heavy low down 4-3, I think, or down 4. Yeah, down 4-4.
Yeah.
And then if you want to, because Tekken is about changing the risk reward of your options. So you even have a low poke 3, you can hit 3 from that stance, right? And then once you've earned the low poke, now you have a even better low poke. Like you get like a even safer type of mix up that puts you back in that stance, and they got to deal with it. All while they can't hit you with highs, throws, or lows. And she had the jab. So, and then even besides that, her down forward 1-4, if they attack after their straight, you do the high. If you think they're gonna duck, you do the mid.
Oh wow, that's safe. That's really good. Oh, okay. Yeah, down forward 1-4.
Yeah, and I think you have to mash down forward 1-4, 1-2 to get the mid. Yeah, there you go. And both of those
cheap.
counter hit launch. Yeah, so you just do down forward 1-4, and it makes them stop. And if they're ever not doing anything, you do while running 3-2 until they play the game.
Yep. Do this. Yeah, that's so basically my game plan, and add down forward 1 because their down forward 1 seems really good just because you have so many good options after.
Perfect for beginners. Let's put her in the easy category.
Yeah, okay. So I know I don't know much about Bryan. I know they do this thing. This move seems absolutely crazy. +4 on block, and then they just go into like crazy mix, right? I know he has like really good punishes. I know he has taunts, right? And so I don't know, how do you do the taunt?
1+3+4.
Oh, okay.
Or hold down 3+4 after you do it, and then just hit 1. Like you were doing 3+4, hold it down. Yeah, and then hit 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's called buffering.
Yes. Yeah, oh, that's smart. So yeah, I guess he has a taunt, and I know you can cancel the taunt, and this is unblockable. You can get a combo, and he has like the really tricky technical stuff, but that's all I know. So tell me about Bryan.
Bryan Fury is sort of a defensive like zoning character, but he can get really up close and like beat the hell out of you too at the same time. So he's gonna have like big long potes that like sort of have pushback, like down 4, 3+4 does a lot. Like it'll push you back to a range he'll be kind of all right at. But the thing about Bryan is he has a lot of counter hits. Back 1 is gonna counter hit.
That kind of mean like you get a counter hit launcher, or
you'll see. All right, watch this. Counter hit back 1. Yeah. All right, next one. Forward 3. 3+4. Yeah. Hit forward 3.
Forward 3. Oh my god.
Quarter circle back 1. Yep. All right. Hatchet kick. Quarter circle back 3. It's not a launch, but it's a counter hit knockdown. Forward 4. That doesn't launch, but you get a free guaranteed hit after it, and it does a quadrillion damage. So it might as well feel like 1. Thank God it doesn't launch. The third hit of his 1-2-1 counter hit launches a little bit further. Yep.
Yeah.
Launcher. The second hit of down 2-3. Nice. He's got a really cool move. It's not a counter launcher. Down forward 1-1-1-1 is like a move you can delay. Like so you. It's like
yeah.
You can
this thing is
them.
like all the online Bryans be doing this, and it's like annoys the shit out of me because like he doesn't have to like do the whole thing, right? So it's like kind of not sure when to press on it. Right?
Yeah, that's how he gets you to stand still and wait for the next hit. So, but then if you're waiting for the next hit, boom, now there's frame advantage randomly, and you can get counter hit, right? So, but unfortunately, I would say like Bryan is not a really easy character to start like picking up and winning with. Getting counter hits in this game is not as easy as it was last game. In Heat, he still has an unblockable he can make use of. 3 + 4, 2.
3 + 4, 2?
Yeah, 3 + 4, 2. And if you hold it, you hold it, and it's a block.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. He may seem like, especially coming from Tekken 7, Bryan's gonna feel a little bit weirder too. So I think it's fair to put him in hard.
Yeah, I think that's like really common, like across the community too. Like most people feel that way. Okay, so Claudio. Now this character, I feel like is another where you do like the while running move. You do the Superman punch. I guess this is a heat engager now too. This move, like I've always thought was super strong. So you'd have to like randomly duck to avoid that, and then he can do stuff like how do you like get the install? Oh yeah. So anyways, he gets this install through certain moves, and then the install basically just powers up one move.
Starburst gives him access to basically every move he can use in Heat just for free if he lands it. And then in Heat mode, he just gets infinite Starburst. And Starburst last game was basically like the first like V-trigger you had to deal with. So if you got hit by one of these moves, it's like, okay. So Claudio has like one of the best mids in the game. And you press back 1, it's really hard to whip punish. It's extremely safe, and it knocks down. And you see how it's -5? Well, Claudio is notoriously hard to hit because they gave him a genocide cutter. So whenever you try to approach Claudio, you gotta wait for his genocide cutter. The up forward 4. Look. Yeah, and that will avoid so many things you never knew. Like, so everybody is waiting for Claudio to do that move. And what's even funnier, they gave him a DP this game. I can't believe it. I think it's down back 1 + 2. Yes.
Yes. Actual DP. What the hell?
And it gets better in Heat, bro. Like, I can't believe they actually like did. And then in Heat, he's got a projectile off his Magic 4. The 4-2, I think.
4-2.
4-2. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's sick. So you can do like full screen?
Yeah. yes. Claudio is sick. So what he does is he back ones. And once he makes sure you're not moving, then he can hit you with running 2 or do sidestep 4, right? He sidesteps in your face, right? So he walks up to you and he taps sidestep. Don't hold the sidestep. Just tap up and then 4. Tap up, neutral 4. Yeah. And then he can tap up back 1. And then since people only know you can only do those out of sidestep, right? Then like you can hit down back.
Like they try to react to a sidestep, and then you actually just do a mid and you kind of mix them up.
And then you can just hit them with any low now. You can just run up, do down back 4-3, and it's like, oh, well, I got hit by a low poke.
Sick. So he seems pretty easy. Obviously, you have an install to deal with, which makes characters a little bit harder. But other than that, like I think the basic game plan of just while running 2, while running 4, and then doing your cheap lows and back 1 seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, really, really easy character, I think.
Okay, so we're at like a turning point. I think we should just cover all the Mishimas, right? Because they're all like pretty similar in scope, but they do have their differences, right? Now, I think a lot of Mishimas, or at least from like the beginner standpoint, I'm like, oh no, I have to do Electric Wing God Fist. I'm terrible at it. Okay, you don't even want to see my electric execution. I've been practicing it. There we go. It took me 4 tries. So imagine a match how much I'm gonna miss that, right? And yet I go online and I'm in the orange ranks right now, and I'm playing against people that like consistently hit these, and so I can just only imagine like how much these guys have practiced just to do electrics, while meanwhile I'm playing Victor and I just mesh 2 where I just like do easy mix up, right? So I do feel bad for Mishima, or like I feel like there's a barrier of entry towards Mishimas, but at the same time, like all the Mishimas like have a hell sweep, so it's like I feel like you also play Mishima in like a really scrubby way, where you just like you either do the hell sweep or you do like a really messed up mid. maybe something like this, right? Because it's also a heat engager. But I find that mix-up potential like also helps carry Mishima players.
Devil Jin got a lot easier this game, mainly because of his new stance. Outside of all the other Mishima stuff, like you can learn the things on Devil Jin by playing Kazuya, but the things that are unique to Devil Jin is his Morning Crow stance, which is forward 3. Yeah, that's basically a drive rush. And then forward 3-1 is +8 on block. And
oh, what the hell?
Yeah, and then if you stay on the ground, like he stopped Morning Crow 3 and it flops you over, and then he flies at you again, and then you just have all your other moves. So like that made him a lot easier. And then he's got a Nero Devil Bringer with up forward 1. Like you could just like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
So the thing
plus 11.
Yeah. So the thing about it is, notoriously you step Mishimos to the left because it beats like their main mids up and their power mids or whatever and electric. Well, that move tracks to his right, which means it beats their sidestep left. So like they have to deal with it eventually, and then you don't even have to do a forward 1, it's just there. So yeah, that's basically what Devil Jin does this game. Those Morning Crow attacks.
That seems pretty cheap. Yeah.
Well, putting him in easy just doesn't seem right. And average, I would say, doesn't feel too right because he does have just frames, but that Morning Crow made him a lot easier to play. So I'd say I put him with Bryan hard.
I could talk about Dragunov easily.
Yeah.
This character pisses. I think Asuka pisses me off the most for sure when I play them, but Dragunov might be like number 2. Yeah, this move. I mean, you guys have all seen this, right? It's mid plus on block, very obnoxious. He has this. I even know the moves because this character. I've labbed against this. I've had to lab against this character because he pisses me off. He has this move plus 6 on block. You get knocked down if it hits. Oh yeah, this move. And then he also has like some like, I forget what they are. They're like, he has like hit grabs now that go into heat that feel really, really strong too.
All right, so Dragunov is like, was already an aggressive character, like, and he carried people on offense, but now he's like turned up to like 11. Along with running 2, he has a new low, down bat 3+4. This low is super toxic and it's +7 on hit. And then he's not a mid.
Well, that's not even counter hit.
Yeah. And then he's not a mid, and that shit hits grounded too. Down for 3+4. Or,
oh, what?
Is that
looks
it?
exactly the same.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. Oh, quarter circle forward 4. Excuse me. I think that's it. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, how plus is that? Nice.
It's +7.
Yeah, and
nice.
it puts you in the full crouch, right? All right, now look at this low. Full crouch down forward 1-4.
Down forward 1. Oh, what the?
Yeah.
And it puts you in like a tackle stance or something?
Yeah, so if you aren't like dealing with him in full crouch after down 2, even though it's -1, right? He's gonna do that, and then he can do running 2, and then the full crouch down forward 1-4 puts him into sway or the roll dash, and you can do sway 4 and you're plus again. And then while they're dealing with the mids, you hit down bat 3+4 again. Just make sure you don't get that low blocked, right? So
he sounds cheap.
Yeah, he's waiting for his moment to strike, right? Even after he pokes you with down 2. Responding with the while standing 4 is like delaying the inevitable, but you need to sort of do that sometimes to stop Dragunov. But he's also waiting for you to do that because you do a while standing 4, and then he's like, okay,
are you make it whiff?
Yeah, are you going to press something after your while standing 4, or are you going to let me attack you type thing? So you'll see JDCR like side waiting for his moment and stuff like that, and he goes in and pokes. He's an easy character to me, and he's very good too. A lot of people are rating him top 5 this early on.
Yeah, I've heard that. I got some thoughts on Feng.
So do I.
This character like would really annoy me when I was learning the game, because I feel like I always try to poke him and he's very evasive, right? He has a lot of different things that can avoid stuff. Yeah, this move was like super cracked in Tekken 7. I still feel like it's quite good. Yeah, he has this move, 10 frame counter hit move. What is he has like a low launcher out of sidestep. I can't like
sidestep 4.
Yeah, this move. Oh,
that's not a clean hit property on it.
Yeah, this is the scrub killer right here, and then you get a full combo after, and that's like I feel like this is hard to react to, like because you have to react to the sidestep, but then you can do like mids out of the sidestep. So yeah, I feel like this character is pretty scary. Doesn't he have like a back step move or something?
Back 3+4 back tempo. He's got a couple.
Oh, so it's like a stance and then yeah. This I feel like people be always spamming this shit.
It's really good. I'm being completely serious. Like Feng Wei will put you in a kung fu movie with like jabs and like bat sways and like potes. And the thing about Feng Wei is like he's trying to like figure out when you're going to retaliate so he can like back tempo punch parry you, whatever. And the thing about Feng Wei too is he can attack you from like any range. Like he's a threat at almost all ranges. So even from there, if you do like down forward, like go from down to the
he has like a wave dash.
Yeah, don't hit forward out of that and then hit one. If you ever feel like someone,
really
he forces you to do jabs, and if they're not like playing small or making a read of what you're doing, he hits back one and it does a bunch of damage. He's really easy.
Totally agree. I feel like just a general vibe I get from this character, I feel like you need to use a lot of his kit though. So I'm sort of like leaning towards medium, even though he has like some scrubby tools. Like even that motion, like that's a little tricky to do to get that like half screen while standing one.
Yeah, actually, Feng Wei is not an easy character, like straight up, but he's not hard. I think he's average because he gets stronger the more you learn about the game. So like he scales with your skill. I wouldn't say he fully like carries you as hard as he does in other games.
I feel like Hwoarang has this like reputation of like you just start mashing on kicks and he does like crazy shit and then you just start winning. But realistically, I mean, just because he has so many stances, I feel like I'm almost intimidated to like play this character. That's really all the take I got is like he feels like he could be really hard, but then I feel like I play Hwoarangs on ranked and they're just like literally just face rolling the controller and it like looks pretty effective.
Basically, the gist of Hwoarang is he's got different stances that are associated with like pressure. So like when he's like just standing right there and left foot forward or not.
I'm literally just mashing this whole time, by the way, and like I'm just doing like I have no clue what's going on. It looks really hard to deal with.
So I would say he's really easy to pick up, but he's got a lot of like higher execution, like pressure sequences almost, and he does have a crouch dash and a just frame skyrocket mid. Like that move is really OP. I don't know if you'll be able to do it, but it's easier if you're in right foot forward. Hit 3+4 and then do forward, neutral, down, forward, 4.
So it's like that move.
Yeah. You try to hit the down, forward, and 4 at the same time.
Yeah, so it's basically like electric, but with
it can be hard, and you're gonna need it, and it's easier out of right foot forward. But like even then, I wouldn't say he's like easy to play really. But he's really easy to pick up and to like mash with.
Maybe they cancel each other out in this character's average.
Yeah, I think so. You know what? I really think so. You're right. Yeah.
Upgrade from Jack 7 to Jack 8. I feel like this character, you only need like 3 moves back in like Tekken 7 to win with. I assume it's still the same. What's the move where he like bounces back on you? 441? Oh yes, that move.
That is Jackhammer. Like, he's got
like
3
you do
of those.
this move. His down forward 1 has like crazy range. Jab also has crazy range. And then what's the bugger low? Yeah, this move.
But
this is 34 frames.
Yeah, the easy input is very slow, but like the quick input is also like slow. Debug kind of got nerfed this game, but they buffed literally everything
I was gonna say,
else.
I feel like in 7 I got hit by that all the time.
Yeah, that stuff was like 21 frames. I don't know why they were doing that.
That makes sense. Okay, so I deserve to get hit by that, but in this game it's a lot slower. So
yeah. So Jack is really simple, but like his art is almost being lost in like translation. What you do with Jack is he's just a Tekken rock'em sock'em robot, and he's an aggressive footsies poke monster. What you do is you do the 2 jab, not the 1 jab. Yeah, you do the 2 jab, right? You get them to stand still, and then you mix them up with either a mid or a low, and then the low is down back 1. And then the mid is whatever mid you pick. And because they're so big, you should always threaten like with pressure. Like you should always take a step back if they're attacking after the 2 jab or like they're ducking. So basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like 2 jab, mix them up, and you got a bunch of mids to do that. They added a funny thing in this game, forward 3 and then hold down. Yeah. And then you have a bunch of moves. Yeah, that basically the moves out of Gamma How are like the sauce with this character, really. So
So basically, you use your quick stuff to set up the Gamma How, and then you mix them. He seems like
he's
okay.
simple.
So my general impression is like he seems really simple, but also he doesn't have like much to carry you, right? Like it feels like you have to be playing good fundamentals with this character to win.
He's not hard, but easy would be like cutting out like what you have to do to actually play. But he does have the new stance, so I guess I rate him at average.
Yeah, we need to fill out
good.
average anyways, so I like it.
Average.
All right, so Jin, I mean, we already talked about Devil Jin. We talked about Mishima's. Yeah, so they all have their Hell Sweep. They all have their Electric. So what's your take on him?
Jin is the defensive version of Devil Jin, but I mean, everybody's kind of aggressive in this game, so they decided to give him a dive kick. He's really simple to play, but I mean, he does have just frame inputs. You just 2-1, and then like you get them to respect the follow-up 2-1 or 2-1-4. And then once they do that, or you land that on hit, you can do forward 4 for like a frame trap or like a low. You can do back 3-2. Back 3-2 is really good because back 3 forward goes into a stance, and then he's got a dive kick from that. So it's a really easy string to check them to see if they're mashing after back 3.
I also find all the Jins online will be doing this shit too.
Yeah, and that's a funny move because if you miss input his electric when hood fist, you get that move, and sometimes it just counter hits. So like. Sometimes they're not even meaning to do it when the timing.
That's a pretty good move to get when you miss input.
Yeah, that one's crazy to get. Yeah, he's average because like you're gonna have to really get through timing, but he's not really like a super hard character.
What makes him easier than Devil Jin?
Devil Jin is more timing based on his mix-ups. His electric 442 and basically every other of his mids are either 15 frames or they're like 25. So Devil Jin kind of needs your timing a bit to like really get you. Jin just needs you to stand still. He's defensively easier, but Devil Jin has to really go in a lot.
So I can talk about Jin. So when during the beta, I tried of course I got to try all the waifus, the new waifus. So I tried Azucena, who I found very, very easy because I'm like, I just spam while running through too. And then June, I found a little bit harder because I felt like I had to play more fundamentally based, if that makes sense. That being said, like I think she has pretty good moves. Yeah, +6 on block. And then, yeah, that move too. +6 on block as well. And then she also, the thing that stands out to me is like she has some moves that like use up her health, but then when she like goes in the heat, she like regains health. Yeah, you can see how like you get the green thing around your health bar. I wasn't really sure like as a beginner player like how to formulate a game plan with her because I felt like I just like had to punish the opponent's mistakes and like get plus frames, but I didn't really like have cheap mix up.
She's gonna have similar moves to Asuka, but they're not gonna really be sort of defensive based. Like she'll have lift kits down 3+4 and down 3+4, I think. Yeah, the counter hit low high. That's safe if they don't duck it. And then her forward 2 is safe, I believe. So it's different from Asuka. Yeah, okay, that makes that safe.
9? That's cheap.
Yeah, that makes that safe. And it's a heating.
Right, it uses up some of her health, but
yeah. So I would say June has a lot more aggressive stances than Asuka. Like she'll like go into stance after her 1-1-2, I think. But she really will like try to hit you and then bring you into a bunch of different stances. So if you really think Asuka doesn't have enough cool stances and you want like something like
you want more complexity, you go to June.
So I wouldn't say she's hard, but she's definitely like average because
we'll call her average. Yeah. To me, it's just like the game plan isn't very obvious. Even if it looks like she has a lot of good tools, you have to use like a lot of the tools. Like you said, she has multiple stances. You have to manage your health. I don't know. It just felt. I mean, I was gonna say it felt out harder than Azucena, but like I guess every character should probably feel harder than Azucena. Okay, so speaking of Mishimas, to me, it's like all Mishimas are Mishimas. I'm like, all right, I gotta use Electric Wing God Fist. I don't know how to do this. All right, next character. But what's the difference between Kazuya and the other Mishimas?
Kazuya is very traditional. He's got like the jab, and then they gave him a demon paw. That's crazy. But the main thing that makes Kazuya stand out is his pressure from Devil Jin. So he has forward 4, kind of like Reina, right there. That too, and down back 4. So those are really good moves to do when you finally get to a standstill. And what makes him really unique is his twin piston, his down forward 1-2. Yeah,
okay.
his twin piston is
nice.
Really good, and the second hit is a counter hit launcher. And then down forward 2, I think that's the input. Down forward 1, forward 2. Yeah, there's a high right there too, and that's a heat engager, and it does chip. And he also
on block too.
Yeah, and he's got down forward 1-4 also. He's got just like really basic Mishima stuff. Really, I would say he's even more basic than Deviljin now. Deviljin feels really weird. He seems to have kept most of his like stuff. I think they really wanted him to be like Mishima traditional type stuff. So while he still is a timing based character, he doesn't really skip neutral as much, besides him having a Demon Paw, but I'm not going to really call Demon Paw a neutral skip. Like,
this move?
Yeah. That's a really good move for Kazuya, you know?
Yeah, so I was going to say, I see all the online Kazuyas, I see them abusing the shit out of that.
Well, there are a lot of Kazuyas. I'm not going to say he's like super easy to play. He does take like time and commitment to understand. He's not going to be like super match. He's going to be like, he's going to really force you to like really hit people. But when you start using him, he feels really strong. So I guess like that's the art of him.
One other thing I forgot about Mishima is that I feel like is I played Reina a good amount. And one of the really nice things is, you know, as a beginner player, like punishing can be kind of hard. You don't want to commit to like unsafe punish, even though you're just like testing things like, hey, this looks punishable. But Mishimas, they have the 1-1-2. And the nice thing about the 1-1-2 is you can hit confirm it, right? So you can just wait for the 1-1 and then you can press the 2 like really late if it actually hits. And even though I find Mishimas are really hard because like I'm like I have to use their whole toolkit, I have to do electrics. Having this 1-1-2 that's like hit confirmable is so nice as a new player. Yeah.
Mishimas will teach you how to play the game. I think he's got to be hard. Like Bryan too. I think the characters that really force you to play Tekken at its core will kind of be hard.
That King I feel is like the bane of like every new player because they just do some random grab and you have no clue. Like to me, it's like as a beginner player, like they just grab you and then you're like, well, time to guess. Like, I wonder how I break this, you know? So I feel like as a noob killer, this character has to be quite good. But I know like at a high level, like this character can be really hard to play because especially like people know how to actually break him.
Not even, bro.
Not even,
bro. King is extremely easy, and that's a good sign for people that like King. I think if you think King looks cool, play him because he's easy to play and he's gonna be strong forever. And they made a lot of his shit much easier to hit too, especially with the buffs that throws this game at the same time. So King already had good throws last game, but then they buffed throws universally. So now they like track.
Oh, one other thing. This is I had to figure it out. This is the move every online King abuses. They'll just do like round start forward 1-2. It's safe on block. You have to like duck the high, but then if it hits, like you get a heat engager, and then you just go to town.
All right, let me tell you this: forward two down 1 is a war crime of a move because that's not even his move. That's a Marduk move, and he can hit confirm it into the launcher.
He can mix up between this. Oh my god!
Yes, it's cheap. Oh no, it gets even worse. It gets even worse. Do forward neutral 1+2. Look how fast that move is. Look
9 frames.
Yes, it is a 9-frame mid and turn on counter hit. Turn on counter hit, bro. Okay, so he's got a 9-frame counter hit mid. You can link forward 2-1 after it.
I see the vision.
Yeah, okay. Forward 2, you can link back 3 off that jaunt.
Oh yeah, I see it combos. Okay.
Yeah, you can wall splat. Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
My mind is already made up about this character. This character is really easy.
Yeah,
all right. Bro. All right, so we have Kuma and Panda. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this has to be one of the least popular characters for whatever reason. And every beginner bear I've played, they're just not good. So a couple things I do know. This move right here seems really good, just to like whiff punch. His down forward 2-1. I know he has a stance. He has like 3+4. Yeah, and then they just like do shit out of this. I have no clue, and then I just get gimmicked. And then, yeah, this move is like a 10-frame punisher. Like that seems really good, right?
That is really good. So the thing about Kuma is, and I think this might be the joke, I think Kuma might have the best jab in the game. But I think, like, look what that jab makes you do on counter hit, bro.
And you get so much damage off it, too. Yeah.
And the second hit out of forward 1-1 is NC to the last hit. So it means it's a natural combo. So if you land the second hit, like, they duck after forward 1, like, you get the whole shebang.
Oh,
bruh.
his forward 1 looks exactly the same as 1.
Well, I guess it's just one jab now. And they took out forward 1. It's just one, bro. And then he's got a high that does chip damage. 1-2. He's like a bear slap. Like, and like the second hit does chip, bro. So like, Kuma is gonna be really hard to figure out what you're gonna do, because when you look at him, you won't tell that like the Tekken developers wanted this to be Zangief as like a joke.
Yeah.
Like, the scary thing about fighting a bear is you don't want a bear to get really close to you. So when he gets really close to you, his offense is like really safe and it's a lot of chip damage. But instead of like him having a bunch of safer lows, he just does a bunch of chip damage with like back forward 2. Just gonna hit from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the move I see Kumas do.
It's
yeah,
godlike.
this thing seems cheap.
And he's not down for 1-2-1+2. Yeah, 1-2-1+2. The bear Rekka, that shit's pretty good.
Oh, that's cheap.
And
okay.
yeah, so wrap it up. Kuma at the surface value is not gonna be really easy to understand. It's a bear, but I mean, in my opinion, he's kind of harder to play because he's just not up front. But I would say he's like average.
Sounds average. Any difference between Panda and Kuma?
As far as I know, Panda's heat mode is different from Kuma's. I haven't really gone through each of the technicals. Kuma gets the bear wing god fist from tag 1, the special mid electric. So I think that's really cool. And Panda gets whatever Xiaoyu shebang, like they bit you up with it. You know, it's they're bears,
but
bro.
They're really similar. It sounds like this I feel like is another scrub killer. Lars. I feel like this character is just like going in the stance and then just like doing crazy amounts of stuff, right?
Oh my goodness.
Like I have no, like this character just starts dashing on me and like, yeah, I'm just mashing there. And that's exactly what playing against Lars feels like. They're just doing a bunch of stuff. I'm not sure when to interrupt, and it feels really hard to, like, I'm sure like at very high level you can, you know, there's a lot of defensive options you can employ, but at intermediate beginner level, like this character's just like styling on you completely, right? Yeah, he has an orbital. This move's really cheap. I think orbitals in general like are really, really good beginner tools because even though they're slow, you get a full combo if it hits and it's safe. You can't really go wrong. Doesn't he have like a crazy up kick? Yeah, this.
He's not a demon flip.
This is probably a gimmick, but bro, when Lars players do this shit, they jump and then they grab you.
Nah, that is a lot better in this game. Like, so that's even hitting me. I think if you hit 1+2.
Oh yeah, you have to do it early. Yeah. So even like I feel so dumb when I get hit by that, but it feels like kind of legit, and
it is now. There's a lot of real moves in this game besides like a 2/3 of Yoshimitsu's move list for some reason. That's just there to confuse people. But Lars is so easy to play. I cannot even describe what they did to him. Like, what you're supposed to do with Lars is supposed to jab 1-2, down forward 1, and then once you get like their timing and beat them in small Tekken, you can sidestep something and do arc blast or whiff punish with forward back 2-1, right? That was like a sick move, but no one does that anymore, right? What they're doing is they're hitting forward 3-1 and they're doing forward 3 back, and they're like like they're just, and while standing 2 hold down
so far.
Yes, like they're not. And then he's got a dragon lash. God forgive me what I'm about to show YouTube right now. Do step back half screen and do forward 3-3.
Forward 3.
And that's a heat engager,
What?
and it's homing, and it's plus, and it goes into that, bro.
That is actually Dragon Lash.
Yes, it is. You have to fight Lars now, and they just keep doing. Like, everyone thinks Lars. There's so many Lars players, bro. He's super easy.
So Law, I think, is when I was playing this character before, I thought this character was extremely hard because everyone would go into DSS, and the DSS cancels basically as a stance cancel. It's really hard to do. Now you just hold forward, and so his combos are a lot easier. His execution is a lot easier. But at the same time, like, I wasn't really sure how to implement a game plan. Like, before, I just like wait for the opponent to make a mistake. I'd whiff punish with this move. Now I know that move is nerfed, and he does some good offense. Like, he has this move, it's +3, but it's like I had to sneak that move in. I wasn't quite sure when to do that. So compared to characters like Azucena, and Victor, where I can just like spam high-low or like stance mix-up, I feel like this character is a little harder to play. But it's still not DSS is easier. I'd probably put him in average. But what's your take?
So far, like in the first week of the game, everyone thinks this character isn't that good. And most people don't even know how he works at all. And while DSS is easier, like I've lost entire rounds because I missed like my cancel in the heat of the moment and by like 1 frame. And I'm not even joking. Like it tilted me so hard. And I was just in there practicing it. So while it is easier, I think it's only easier to get into so he can flow through more of the stance transitions better. But you have to have really precise timing and you need to get really close to your opponent to like hit them. So while his like inputs and posts are okay, his jab and down forward 1 will have like need you to be right next to them from the work. But he does have a really good jab if like you get there.
Yeah, because he has a lot of different jab follow-ups.
Yeah, if you try to jab Lars that or Raven, it is not gonna touch them, bro. Like you gotta be right next to them. So you have to get in, but he's not really good with punishment.
What's the cheapest thing this character has?
Slide.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. When I was like playing this character, I'm like, I had to slide, but that slide execution be kind of hard, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can do it slow and it's easy, but like the really strong laws will just like they'll do an instant slide. And it's really hard to see.
All right, let me fill you in some cheap stuff. Are you ready? So, do you know how to go into manual DSS or Dragon Charge? Just you down 1+2. All right, now hold down forward after that. You don't even have to.
Oh, so you can DSS and you can slide now.
Yeah, and
Was
then
that
you
the
just
old
hit
one?
3. No, it was not. And okay, and the mix up from that, after you hold down forward, just hit up forward 3 out of crouch.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, that's basically what I've been hitting people with. So if you're playing a slide character, you have to get really good with slide, because if you don't, your character does not really work. And I'll put him up with hard because like not many people really know how to play him.
I don't know anything about Lee other than everyone says this character is like the hardest character because I know he has a lot of just frames. So as a beginner player, I hear everyone talk, this character's so hard, so I don't even touch him. So what's your take?
All right, so Lee is the defensive version of Law a bit, and he's got really fast whiff recovery, right? So because you're waiting for moves to recover and you don't know when it's going to whiff, like back 4. Back 4 is like his key move, and he can change the recovery of where he recovers, sort of like Claudio back 1, by doing in the Hitman stance, back 4 Hitman stance.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and obviously he's doing that little thing, so he wants you to come towards him. But from Tekken 7, you know that meme where the dude put the toothpick in his mouth? That's basically what they did with Lee. He's the same character, bruh. Like, he has all of his launchers, like just like we did with Bryan earlier, and then some. What's different from Law is that he doesn't have DSS. He's got a lot of just frames. So if you really like rhythm games, I would try out Lee, because you need like precise timing on a lot of his combos, and I can see why they say he's really hard, and you have to be really good with slide.
Yeah.
So it's fair to say Lee is hard, but like that's the funny part, because when you like get to higher level, Lee seems so easy because everything launches, and then he has slide, and but like you gotta do a lot to learn him, like to play him optimally, like his 10 frame punish you can drop and stuff like that. So it's okay to say he's hard. The hard list is actually starting to fill out.
Again, I'm not sure, but I feel like Leo, he'll do like whatever, and then he goes into this like how do I say this, like stance where he puts his knee up, and then I just get fucking mixed.
Yeah,
I just get fucking mixed.
Forward 4 is the easiest way to get into that stance. Yeah. How plus is that? I can't really see. The first hit.
+9.
Okay, yeah. And then they have a back 1-4, so you can like do
that move. Oh, that's the bane of my online existence. Let's just do this, and then it's like, all right, what time to guess.
So last game, I think Leo was like the easiest run of ranked I've had in my life from starting to finish. It was like a 50 win streak, and I was doing that, and then eventually when I saw they went mash, I would just press a random button after it, like 2. So Leo was really easy, and they also have like a lot of like stance cancels ish, like you can get punky with, but they're not really fully required. It's just like, oh, well, getting better, let me do this. So I would say Leo is like on the simpler, easier side. I think a lot of later Tekken characters are meant to be easier, And they
Oh
do
yeah,
have a lot of parries.
he also has a hell sweep too. I feel like hell sweeps are great for beginners.
They are really good.
Like if you don't know how to open them up, all right, just hell sweep, right? And like a lower level player is probably not even gonna punish it properly anyways.
Yeah, if you think about Devil Jin's input for his hell sweep and you look at Leo's, and it's like, okay. And it's also a counter hit launcher on the first hit, like by itself. So yeah, Leo's pretty easy, I would say.
All right, so I think we're in agreement. I feel like Leroy is the kind of character that is similar to, how I say, Hwoarang, where they just start mashing shit and then I just get completely mixed up. They have like a mid-low string that leads into more shit.
Down 3-2 is the move you're looking for.
Oh yeah, this move, and then it goes in the stance mix.
Leroy,
they have this move too.
Yeah, that they're funny for that one.
Launcher.
I like how they gave him like a like old man like Tekken thing, because a 12 frame mid counter hit launcher is a very controversial. That is a very controversial attack. But fun attacks to do on Leroy, I guess. 1+2, 1+2 is hit confirmable. Oh, I should play some
this
Leroy.
Is like the
I should play some Leroy, actually. He's really cool, and he can parry anything. Just hit back 2 and
people be abusing this shit too.
And you can parry out of stance if you want. So he's an easy character, bro. Like, I don't know what else. It's Leroy Smith, and if you think he looks cool, bro, you should play him and hit buttons with him. And then if you think they're gonna attack, hit parry.
Lily's one of those characters, kind of like Asuka, where I feel like they just start doing mix. I feel so dumb for losing this character.
No,
like,
bro.
I don't know how else to explain it, but I feel like I should not be losing. And then they just start like doing their super autopilot strings, and I'm like, all right, well, okay, GG's.
Lily is very demonic in this game. They really buffed Lily to the point where I think she might be top 5, and she's also like easy to play too. Like, short stands like Karen, and like that's the thing. So like she's got like a above average sidestep, and her jab also keeps you next to them too, and her 1-2 is really good, and they buffed her down forward 1. You have down forward 3, that's like your dragon hammer. She's got like a bunch of ways to like jump through the neutral with like down forward 3+4, and like
yep.
Is it just
neutral
this thing?
And then they start. Oh yeah. Flashbacks are coming.
They made her back turn stance really, really, really good. Like, if you let her back turn with like sidestep 4, I think. Yeah. Oh, and then her back turn stance is super strong in this game. Yeah, I can't even believe.
The low, are you supposed to be able to react to this low? It's, what is it?
Down 2? No, you can't react to that, bro. That's not
the launcher low. Yeah, that shit is like mad cheap.
And then she got down 2 from it. What else? She's got like a full stat move. Go full screen and do 3+4. I think that's the input. Oh my goodness.
-2.
That is a heat engager, and it's why? Like, that's an Alisa move. Lily's easy. She doesn't really have like stances, and then they made her so much better this game. Like, it really feels like she can move way more than other people. I guess that's the cheap thing about her. And like
oh yeah, this move too, +6 on block.
Yeah, thankfully that's not homing anymore, but she still has a lot of things she can beat people up with. I'd say she's easy, and I think we're basically done with easy characters. Yeah,
so we got Nina. Nina is, how to say, this is a character I was thinking about picking up before I picked up Law, and I know she's like very offensive based. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know shit about this character. I feel like she's so uncommon. I don't think I've played one Nina in ranked so far.
It's all right. Older Tekken characters sort of do the same thing. All right, so she's got a bunch of jabs with 1-2, and she's got this down forward 1-2. This is the Williams sisters attack. Down forward 1-2. Look, this will really get you right. All right, you see that mid-high, that jails, right? So you can't duck the second hit. And you gotta block after it, right? Because she can do down forward 1-2-4, and the last hit counter hits you, right? Down back 3 is the low, main low, or down 2. But the thing about Nina is she's got like these things where she can make her like sidestep cancels plus, so she can sidestep out of her like pokes, like tap up after down forward 1-2. She's gonna be hard too.
Oh yeah, that.
So sidestep 1
so you
back.
can do shit like this, yeah.
Yeah. Try doing sidestep 1 back.
Oh,
right. That is
because +10.
Yeah. So she can also cancel that into another sidestep. Nina's kind of hard, I would say, and her combos are really hard too.
that's kind of what took me off from her in Tekken 7 is like I gotta like cancel all these moves and the different moves. And I'm like, I don't even know where to start.
She's got like a high skill ceiling, I would say. Yeah, those characters in hard tier made sense. Like, there's a bunch of Tekken 3 characters.
Now, I know you said we're done with easy characters, but there's no way Paul's not an easy character, bro.
Paul,
there is no way. You do Death Fist, like what was it? Core Circle 4-2? Plus, yeah, this move. You have a Demo Man.
So
yeah, this move can be pretty hard for beginners, like especially if this whiffs. Hard for beginners to punish. Hard for beginners to punish this. You have a really good down forward one, and then you have like get you like sway after this or something. Yeah, and then you get mix up after his down forward one, and then you already know how to play your character.
Yeah. So let me tell you all this. To get the just frame from Demo Man down 4-2 1+2, and this is not going to help my case for him not being easy, but you do it to the rhythm of We Will Rock You, and you'll get the boost part.
Dude. They get?
Yeah, almost.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the classic. Yeah, the just frame used to be harder, but make sure you just hit 1+2 as soon as the elbow hits, and you'll get it every time. He'll be playing sort of like Kazuya without like a wave dash. He'll want to get really close to you as much as he can, and the reason why you aren't hitting Paul back is because he could death fist you and one shot you. And the reason why you don't want to be close to him is to the Demo Man. The thing about Paul is he's supposed to be a guy where he's got a bunch of super powerful mids and like weak lows, but they buffed his lows, like sidestep 3 on counter hit. Like don't reset, and then do shoulder after that. Oh, wait, you reset
shoulder
after sidestep 3.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that wall splats. Yeah, he's
you're not building a case for this character being average. I'm just throwing this out there.
Maybe he's easy. Paul is easy, I guess.
Let's go. 6. So we got Raven next. I feel like because I was looking at Master Raven in the previous version, I'm like, man, this character has a lot of cool stuff, but I'm not sure like where to even start with this character.
Oh my goodness.
I know he has a lot of stances. He can still do like teleports and stuff in this game. I know he also has some pretty good pokes, like while standing 2, down back 2, and then you go in the back stance, and then you go into other stuff.
Last night, I lost to my person that I usually coach in tournaments to this character. It like a grand finals reset because the Hell Sweep launched me on the stage. So let me tell you about Raven, okay? So Raven's a ninja. Do you know how to do the backflip up to up back? Almost. There it is.
Like a half circle back. Okay.
Almost. Yeah. So.
Oh, and then you can like do shit out of this.
Raven is like a really hard to hit character, and they sort of control that range linearly. So what Raven does is they do down bat 2, and if they hit it, they're like a whole different character bat turn. And bat turn 4 is like your mid, and then you have like low pokes from that too. So. But what really makes Raven cool is their snake stance. Really, the core of Raven is the full crouch mitts, is what gets you to play into them. So while standing 2 is a really quick counter hit launcher, and it's hard to hit Raven after that because jabbing after it is kind of crazy. And if you don't jab, they can do back 2, and it's like a parry right after it.
Oh,
and then full crouch down forward 3+4.
Oh, so he has like a fucking hell
You
sweep.
see how it bounds right there? If you went to a stage with a floor blast, that's a full launcher.
You get that full combo?
That is insane. And Raven's got like fun pokes like forward 2, 3, and 3-3. And
seems like he has a lot of moves that you have to get used to.
Raven's very hard because they also play based off timing, and like they aren't really too easy to understand at first. Like a lot of those Tekken characters where they make you play with like a wave dash, crouch dash, timing mix up are a lot harder to pick up, but they're a bit more rewarding than most of the cast, if that makes sense. So the trade-off of learning a harder character is they have stronger tools at that sense. That's how Tekken usually is.
Whenever I hear a character that is like, you have to use all these different moves to open them up, even though he might be like it sounds like he's super rewarding. Definitely seems harder to me because it's like, man, I gotta memorize all these moves. I gotta figure out how they all work in tandem in order to start like playing this character at intermediate level. All right, so we got Reina next. So this is a character I almost made, so this will be pretty easy. I think this character for a Mishima, I'm like, obviously we have like the down forward too, and she's supposed to be like the spiritual successor of Hayachi, and the Hayachi is like considered a hard character. But I feel like she has like a lot of scrub friendly stuff, right? Especially this forward forward two. It goes into her Sentai stance, and then you can do like a bunch of different things, right? You can do into the safe mid. You can go into this. You can go to this command grab that's actually just unblockable. You have this like plus unblock mid. Yeah, you have this move.
It's crazy. So she has a low. That is so crazy.
So to me, it's like you just get them in the stance, and then you start mixing their stuff, right? And of course, you still have the hell sweep. She has another hell stance sweep that you can go from the hell sweep. I think the input's like a little tough for it. You have to like go down forward, then you have to hold down. I actually struggle with this a bit, and then yeah, you can go mid. I think this character got a lot going for her, right? She still has like some decent like while running moves like this. +6 on mid, so it's like really easy to just like kind of formulate game pressure. And then the same thing, you get 1-1-2, but I think her 1-1-2 is like really easy to use as a beginner because you just do 1-1-2 and then you go into Sentai and then you get a can mix up right between the literally what we just talked about after forward 4-2. So you just kind of abuse that game plan, and she seems pretty straightforward to pick up, even though she's a Mishima, and I'm like, I need to learn electrics and that sort of thing.
So Namco's really funny for doing this. They've tried to push the idea of aggression and you need to mash, and then they put in a character you have to block against or you're gonna die eventually. So Reina might be right now like the easiest Mishima to pick up and play, which should be exciting news for people that think she looks cool, because she's got things that Mishimas don't really have, like a hop kick and like a down forward too. And while she does have an electric, like that's just another thing that you can learn.
Yeah.
And like it's like sort of like if you're not ready to use it, Rat, you'll be fine. But she is a Mishima, so she's not really easy at first, but she's also not hard because she has like 4-4-2 is really good. Like if you pick up this character right now, you will whoop ass because you gotta block to beat this character because there's no Julia or Anna in this game, right? They were like, we need some more character variety if we're not gonna add Julia, Lydia, or Anna. So they put that character in the game and she's just doing 4-4-2, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people think she's pretty strong too. So
yeah, she is.
She has a lot of tools. So yeah, I felt like if I were the player, like I feel like I could get pretty decent without even like relying on electrics and stuff.
Now, as I was saying, the easiest Mishima, I think Shaheen's the easiest slide character to play because I think they wanted to put a slide character in without like a lot of just frames. The cool thing about him is his down forward one is really good, and he's like a assassin really. So just like the other slide characters, he really needs to open people up with the slide mix up. Other than that, Shaheen, what makes Shaheen cool is the up forward one is really nice to like get in there. That's +1 block, +1, and a heat engager, and a launcher in heat. While running 2 is really good too. Neutral stuff like down bat 2 goes into his snake stance, and to get into his snake stance, down forward 3+4. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's got 1+2 out of that stance. Might want to take her off.
I'm just doing cool moves.
Yeah. That's
S +2. That's nice.
So the cool thing about Shaheen is, unlike Law and Lee, he's got this unique mechanic where he takes away gray health on some attacks, and he's got a really good 13 frame punish. Do forward back 2. Yeah, that has a boost.
Oh, what the? That's
yeah,
sick.
It'll take off
so much damage too.
Yeah, it'll take off all of your gray health. Also,
it's actually just back 2, right?
Yeah, back 2 also. Back 2 also. Will also do what you're looking for.
They both do the same thing. That's cool.
Also, snake, down forward 1-2 out of snake. Whoops. There it is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
This is a lot of damage too.
Also, he has Ken's side switch combos, like how he could do the dragon latch side switch.
Yeah.
So Shaheen's got really good utility as a slide character, and I'm definitely thinking about like making him like a side character for people like June that utilize gray health a lot as a mechanic. I don't want them to keep spamming that. Yeah, so I can take it away from
character.
Basically,
so what are you thinking?
He's average. If you want like an easier slide character to play, and he'll teach you how to like utilize while standing one and get those counter hit timings, but he still is like a timing based slide character. But he's like sort of in the same category as Reina compared to the Mishimas and stuff, where like There's not a lot of just frames you got to worry about if you're afraid of like the timing with Lee and Law, and you want to get the fundamentals of like how you should play a slide character down first. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is really important. Yeah, this is really important. Go back to Shaheen. Trust me. Trust me. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
All right.
Trust me. Go back. Shaheen has a charge input, like the first Tekken charge input. You hold down and hit up 2.
Hold down and hit up 2?
Yeah. He has the first charge input. It's not a full crouch move. So that means,
what the fuck?
Yeah, so that means you can do it on side step.
Flash kick people.
Yeah,
she has the best anti-air in the game. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's flexible block, and you can do it on a sidewalk. So you can sidewalk down and hold it, and then hit up 2.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to show you. That's a neat thing with Shaheen. Don't be too afraid of charge inputs. It's not really too bad.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Steve's another character that when I fight them, they're just like, they just keep punching me, and I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on? I assume this character has like stance cancels from stuff, but I don't quite know what they are. And yeah, they stuff like that. But yeah, go for it. I really don't know much about Steve. I feel like this is another character that's not very popular, at least at the lower ranks.
Yeah, Steve, he forces you to box him, and then if you don't, he can call you out with a timing on back 1. Really? So if you aren't really playing like with smaller moves, he will counter hit you and you will die. And then once you respect that type of stuff, Steve goes in and fights like Mike Tyson with the peekaboo stance, forward 3+4.
This stance right here, like after.
No, that is flicker. That's flicker stance.
Oh.
But if you do forward 3+4 and just do jab and stuff like that, he can, or 1-2 and then down 1. He's really poking you, and he's got like a counter hit launching Sabaki with 2 from that stance, and he's got a throw. Just hit 1+2
from the stance.
Yeah, 1+2.
Yeah, this is a Steve I know.
Yeah, and he's got a duck cancel from most of his moves, like 1-2-1, do 1-2-1 forward 3. You can't mash.
Oh yeah, you duck.
You can't. Yeah, okay. Well, that's basically it. And after things like down forward 1, but the unique Steve thing in this game is he's got this thought step stance that has an unblockable in it. Hit up back 3, I believe that's the input. Yeah, and he does the Ali shuffle, right? So he's got an unblockable out of it, and a mid if you really duck, and the other mid 1. I think it's 1. Yeah, it's tracking key engager mid, so he's pretty cool. He can really get you.
What's the unblockable?
1+2.
Oh, he also hits high. Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's sick. I've never actually seen that. I've never been hit by that move. He gets a combo after.
Yeah, he gets a guaranteed hit afterwards. It's pretty cool. That's basically Steve. Wow,
seems kind of hard. That's kind of my take.
Yeah, he's another like character that requires you to like sort of understand what's going on in Tekken a bit to play him, especially in this game where it's not very too like counter hit heavy like it was beforehand. And he's got a lot of things. He's not really super easy to understand immediately, but he doesn't have kits. He's got sways, so he's not really a conventional Tekken character like everyone else. So I would say he's hard.
All right, this is my boy Victor. This is gonna be easy. I think this character is mad easy. Probably not as easy as Azucena, but let me give you the 30-second Victor flowchart. This move is my GOAT. Counter hit launcher, you get a full combo. You can basically do the same combo for everything after him too, which is really nice. Obviously, it's not optimal. So like you just do this into the. This is the easiest combo ever. It's actually pretty close to optimal just doing this. But he also has like a couple other like pretty scrubby moves, right? This move is a counter hit launcher. It's safe on block. Very, very good. This move, counter hit
fire.
Yeah, this move's sick. You get a counter hit, you get full combo. This move, it's a low, it's plus on hit, and on counter hit, you get like basically the same combo as before. And then I swear to God, this has to be the best heat move. He gets Helm Breaker. It does so much damage and has crazy evasion, and it's safe on block. So you just abuse those moves and you're pretty good. And then yeah, he has a lot of cool stance mix-ups like this. Like so you can use this as a punish, and then you can do like he has some really cool stuff he can do. And if that hasn't sold you, he has a gun, and then that also goes to the stance. So yeah, any other thoughts on Victor?
You know what's crazy is that while it looks like Victor's doing like a bunch of flashy stuff, if you don't know what he does, he seems like Like, bro, why would they put this in Tekken? But as soon as you go down his move list, he's actually like one of the most solid characters in the game. Like, he's just got good jabs, and then he's got the 15 frame counter hit for their timing with 1+2. He's got Ravens while standing too, basically, like, and full crouch mitts, good jabs, and then you get the confirm with 2-2. And then you put them in a stance. He's actually like a really solid character, and I might teach the timeline what he does, because you can't just let Victor just get away with some stuff that just looks so confusing. But I think if you really want to learn tech, he's gonna be like a good character. I think he's average.
I think he's great. And the other thing is, like, I don't feel like I'm getting away with too many gimmicks. This is the main gimmick, is like this on block. You can just duck the high and then like get full punish.
Yeah.
But like other than that, like compared to Law, where I feel like I was abusing Junkyard, I was abusing like the super slow low. I feel like I'm probably like pretty straight up with Victor too. So I'm just abusing, his really strong moves. So I think this character definitely goes in the easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Xiaoyu. So my experience fighting Xiaoyu, she goes into the, you already know what I'm about to say. So she does this, right? And she just low profiles all your shit, and she goes into like this scary lows. She has scary mix out of this, and then I'm just like, oh crap, like all my shit whiffs. So I feel like this is a character, like at beginner intermediate level, you actually need to know how to fight this character, because like you need to know like, hey, what are my best moves for when this character with this character ducks, right? Yeah, you got pretty strong while standing too. That goes in the back turn. She has a pretty scary back turn mix as well. That's kind of my take, is I feel like Xiaoyu players are just kind of doing stuff, but she looks also complicated.
Yeah, like the Reina issue, like you really gotta block versus Xiaoyu. She's a character that does a bunch of Fortnite dances across the screen, and if you interact with it, you'll die.
Yeah.
They added Xiaoyu in Tekken 3 because, and I quote, if you didn't want to play the game normally, end quote. She's a little kung fu girl, and she's got funny taunts and stuff and back turn stances, and she's got really crazy setups. She's notoriously meant to like rob people with like, aha, I got you there, trickster type stuff. If you really find like that stuff cool, you can do it. She's supposed to be our Chun-Li, where like, you know how hard it is to ever want to hit back Chun-Li and like everything. It's kind of sort of like that, where she'll put you in like a situation like something on block, and then because she can AOP right there, you kind of just look at her, or she forces you to do a move that'll hit her out of AOP. So when you're up against Xiaoyu, like, you really got to worry about the hitbox on your attacks. And the biggest nightmare is when you're learning a character and the first match you run into is a Xiaoyu player, because you're like, you gotta really know your character to like learn the matchup, or she's just gonna,
that's
like,
how I feel. Yeah,
do stuff to you.
Like, my first thought is like, man, this character's just doing stuff. It feels kind of scrubby, but I also feel like you said, like, she has setups, she has a lot of different stances. Maybe average. I'm not really sure.
You gotta get a bit nerdy with Xiaoyu. You don't really see people pick up Xiaoyu as a side character. It's usually their main or secondary, and they know a lot with them. I guess we can put her in average, because you can actually play Xiaoyu very basic. Oh goodness, yeah, this is a hard character.
so yeah, you alluded to Yoshimitsu, and you basically said like 2/3 of his move is useless. I will say there's a couple moves that give me trouble. One, this move was like a 6-frame move, right?
Flash.
And like, I feel like I always just get hit, and then they get a combo. They get a combo from that, right?
They did a heat engager now. Luckily they don't get a full combo.
Yeah, so they get a heat engager from this.
I labbed Yoshi last night.
He has this low I kept getting hit by.
Yeah. Is it unblockable?
And maybe it's unblockable.
All right, go to full crouch. Hold down forward 1. Ooh, is that it?
Yeah, I think this is the move.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like I'm actually free of this move.
Let me list off some notorious Yoshi moves, right? So 1-1 is pretty good. The second hit is a sword attack, right? Down back 3-3 or 3-3-3-3-3, but in 3-3-4, low kick, and back 2 is pretty good. But what makes Yoshi kind of unique in this game is that they buffed helicopter stance to the max, like Soul Calibur level 6 of helicopter stance. So up 1+2 is how you enter helicopter, right? And you do forward 2 after that, and that is bad plus. That's like +7. And he also has forward 1+2 out of that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the 1 is, oh my goodness. And then the 4 is a heat engager, right? So, while I wouldn't say the other thirds of his moves are useless, it's going to take a lot of time to understand how to utilize those moves. He's kind of like
really tricky.
He's like a character that you would play after you beat the game of Tekken. I don't know how to explain it. Like, he's like, okay, here's the funny character, and he's got a bunch of unblockables. So when you put your sword away with up back 1+2, back 1+2, sorry, your up back 1+2 gets buffed. Basically, all your sword moves get buffed. Hit up back 1+2 right now. Yeah.
Oh,
that buffs
cool.
when you put your sword away, your sword moves will fully get buffed. So things like
you're
that.
taking it out. You get the extra velocity. That's
and he's
sick.
got a really easy combo too. So while they made his move was kind of easy, his combos are easy, right? So do down forward 2 and hit down 2-2, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Just keep mashing it. Sick. Sounds
He's pretty hard. He's not something you would understand immediately. All of his stuff is kind of weird. He's got a bunch of stances where he's walking on the ground. He can heal himself, teleport, walk on. It's crazy, bro. It's Yoshimitsu.
A lot of shit. All right, so last character is Zafina. This is another character I feel like I don't see that much. I know she has a lot of stances. I've seen her like do this stuff, and I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on?
Zafina, she's our Rose from Street Fighter. She can be played kind of simple. You gotta get out of that weird stance. She's got 3 stances: Scarecrow, Tarantula, and Mantis. 1-3 is basically how you'll get into Scarecrow. I think you hold down bad to get out of that. So and then so she's got good pulls like down forward 1 and stuff like that, and forward 4. So her and Claudio are sort of like everybody wants you to stand still so they can start doing their stuff. And I don't think she's bad. People think she's bad because she like doesn't have absurd godlike movement, and she can't do back 1+2 out of stance anymore. And also, there's not infinite stages in the game, so you don't got to deal with her domain expansion anymore after you lose one game in tournament. All right, so you see how there's infinite Azure behind you. If you win a game versus a Zafina player, they're gonna pick an infinite stage.
Yeah.
And that's her domain expansion because she's really hard to hit. They nerfed her movement though.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. It just feels kind of like normal movement.
Yeah, now she's not normal movement, but thankfully they changed that. But basically, Zafina's like, okay, I'm gonna poke you and do stuff, and then go under your low, like attack with down 3. That's basically what she does. You're gonna have to deal with a bunch of stances, and it's gonna be annoying. But like, there's like
she
3
or
or so
side.
moves. Yeah, the stance. I guess you could put her like hard. She's not Lars. Lars being an average is hilarious though.
You think Lars should be up? Yeah, let's review this.
I don't think Lars is hard at all anymore.
That's fine.
Like average, like
I got you.
There's so many Lars players, and like he doesn't need to try. Zafina could be Zafina's average. I'm not putting her with Bryan Fury. She doesn't gotta learn any lengths.
Yeah,
really
she has like a few
timing-based.
stances that I think make her a little harder to pilot, but other than that. Anything else need changed on this? I think this looks pretty good. I think this is really insightful, even for myself.
I did a good job here. I really
Hell
cooked here.
fucking yeah. So anything you want to tell the YouTubes?
Follow me on Twitch. I play Law or something. You probably see me on Twitter a couple times. Hello. Don't be afraid to ask me any questions about Tekken if you're stuck or struggling. I'll help you all with anything you need, or like any type of question. As you see, I'm helping Diaphone and you all right here right now.
Exactly. Obviously, he's super knowledgeable. If you go to his Twitch, say hi. Let him know I sent you.
I should have said this part first. A tip: please don't give up. If you're really stuck, just calm down, run around, and throw shit out. You'll be fine. Really, don't try to think too hard about what you gotta do. Just run at them and just throw shit out. Never forget, calm down, run around, throw shit out. That's it.
I'll definitely second that. I've done this video before in the past, and I always get comments like, "Dude said Azucena is easy, and I'm still yellow rank. I must be so bad. I'm gonna quit the game." It's like, bro, Tekken is a hard game. It doesn't matter who you pick up. People have been playing this game for years. I mean, Landon's been playing this game for 12 years. It's gonna take a while to catch up to people like that, right? And a lot of people have been playing this. They have the experience. So just take this one step at a time. Try to go in with an open mind and try to gradually improve each day. That's kind of like the right mindset you want to go into when learning Tekken. Because if you try to just expect to be the an Evo champ after like a few months. It's not gonna happen. Sorry to break your dreams.
Yeah, I would like to say one last thing.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of characters and they all look cool, and it's not a commitment to the character you pick because you'll eventually figure out what they do. But a really important thing you need to note is that you should pick the character that looks the coolest, because every character runs into types of struggles with whatever they have to do. There's never gonna be a path of least resistance, even if your character's easy or average or hard. Every character runs into this wow. So it's important to pick the character that you can deal with their struggles, if that makes sense.
100%.
Like, you will want to struggle with this character. Like, Zafina, we gonna get through this. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
This is my waifu, ride or die. We're gonna do this. Yeah, that's the right mentality you want to have. Especially because if you're like, man, I'm not having fun with this character, but
he looks cool.
People say this is top tier or whatever. Like, that's not the. You gotta stick with who you want to play.
Pick who looks the coolest to you, because when it gets tough, you're gonna be like, at least I have nunchucks.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate you guys. Like, share, and subscribe, and go follow Landon. Take care, y'all. Peace.
Later.